Toby was first released in the Thomas diecast range in 1988 in the ERTL range. In order to give him the correct shape he had in the show, Toby was one of the largest models in the range and was therefore one of the heaviest. This meant that Toby was taller than a lot of engines he should have been smaller than, and his weight was too much for the small wheels he had, causing him to wobble when pushed and often fall over. When originally released, Toby had a paper face based on his appearance in the Railway series, and then later received a 3D face in 1990 much like the other engines in the range. Toby's coupling was originally the same way at either side like the other models in the range, meaning it was impossible to connect him and other engines together. This was fixed however in 2003 when the engines received a U-hook coupling at the back, making it now possible to connect other engines together. Variants ERTL Toby received include the miniatures model and the keyring. In 2002, the ERTL range was replaced by the Take-Along range in the US, and later replaced ERTL worldwide in 2005. This was due to learning curve being bought out by ERTL and there being no need for two diecast ranges being produced by the same company. Being a main character, Toby received his Take-Along model in the very first year of the range in 2002. I think Learning Curve did a pretty good job on Toby. He has the correct proportions to his appearance in the show while still being in scale with the other engines. His face looks as it should, and I like the wooden plank details moulded into the model. Pretty good. Take-Along Toby received several variants which include Christmas Toby, Metallic Toby, Carnival Toby, Zoo Tour Toby, Decorated Toby, Snow-Covered Toby, and Cold Dust Toby. In 2009, Mattel bought the rights to the diecast range and did a very good job on their first models in the range. Toby's model stayed remotely the same to his Take-Along model aside from a few differences. Toby's paint was a lighter shade of brown, he now had a gold bell, a slightly different looking number 7 and a slightly different face. 2010 Toby received a couple variants being Talking Toby and Pull and Zoom Toby. The Take and Play range was redesigned in 2013 and Toby's model had various changes. He now had a nice CGI series style face, a darker brown coat of paint, his windows were more hollow, and his side plates and cowl catcher was a lighter grey. Mattel did a fantastic job with Toby's 2013 model. If only the next one was as good as this. 2013 Toby received the same variants as the 2010 Toby, being the Talking and Pull and Zoom variants. In 2014, the Take and Play range was redesigned once again and the range took a turn for the worse. The engines now had squished proportions, making some of them look shorter, and their cabs were squished. The squished cabs don't look too bad on some engines like Percy or Porter, but engines like Whiff and Thomas look absolutely atrocious. Toby's model looks small. Some of you may think, Toby's cab is inside his overall shape. His model can't have been messed up that much. Well, somehow his model was. He was now shorter, which looked terrible from the front, as his cab windows that were meant to be above his face were beside it. Toby's cab doors were also not hollow anymore, much like the other engines during this redesign. One thing I do appreciate though, is that Toby's buffers weren't painted red unlike most engines. 2014 Toby received one single variant, which is, of course, the Talking variant. In 2017, the Take and Play range was discontinued and replaced with the Adventures range. The models themselves hardly changed besides the couplings and some minor changes. Toby's model was technically the same as his 2014 Take and Play model in Collectible Railway, the version of the range sold mostly in Asia, but not his Adventures model, which had a completely grey buffer beam which does not look good at all. The Adventures range was very short-lived as it was discontinued in 2019 and replaced with the Push-Along range. How they could mess up a literal box is beyond me. Toby has to be the worst Push-Along model out of the entire range. For some reason, he had the wrong shape eyebrows, he was for some reason very long, and why oh why did they make holes in his side plates to show his wheels? Push-Along Toby received a couple variants being Safari Toby and Rainbow Toby. In 2021, Mattel rebooted the Thomas & Friends franchise from the realistic CGI designs to cartoony 2D designs. I have very strong opinions on the reboot, but I'll save that for another video. With this reboot to the franchise came a redesign of the push-along range, and the models were surprisingly better. Unlike the poor depictions of the CGI models of the characters in the range, the reboot designs were represented very well. Toby's model is the best diecast model he has gotten since his 2013 model in the Take and Play range. His windows and cab doors are hollow once again, his proportions are almost exactly of that in the reboot, he has a fully painted buffer beam completed with painted buffers and an amazing face. Very impressive. We have now reached the point of the video where I reveal my favourite model of Toby. And my favourite is his All Engines Go push-long model. While yes, his 2013 Take and Play model is a very good depiction of his CGI model, but I love the details of his 2023 push-long model, and it depicts Toby's shape perfectly while being in scale with the other engines. This is one of the few All Engines Go models I still need to get, and once he is more widely available in the UK, I will get him almost instantly. And that brings us to the end of the video. This video was more of a filler video while I work on a bigger one. I'm hoping for said bigger video to be completed soon, and make sure to follow me over on Twitter for updates on it as I move through the different stages of completing it. I have also recently started a TikTok account where you'll see content related to the channel, my collection, and the Thomas show itself, and more personal stuff including my experiences being on the autism spectrum and daily life posts. See you there. That is all I've got to say for this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!